In this lecture, I would like to explain the new topic of the syllabus of the SYBSc, that is related to phase equilibria. The name of the topic is phase diagram. In previous lecture, we has been discussed the phase rule. The phase rule is F it is equal to C minus P plus 2. The phase rule is F it is equal to C minus P plus 2. So let us see. Let us write the expression of the phase rule. F it is equal to C minus P plus 2, where C is the number of components, P is the number of the phases. So the degree of the freedom F it is related to number of the components C, number of the phases P. So this is the phase rule. Now to explain this phase rule, to understand this phase rule, we have to draw the phase diagram. So what is a phase diagram? So phase diagram, it is possible to represent graphically the effect of pressure, temperature, and composition of heterogeneous equilibria. If there is a equilibrium into the system, then we want to study what is the effect of the pressure, effect of the temperature, and concentration on a heterogeneous system. As we increase the temperature, the liquid is converted to vapor, or as we increase the pressure on the vapors are converted to the liquid, or liquids may be converted to the solids. So there is either effect of pressure, temperature, and composition on the heterogeneous system. It means that system will be changes. Okay. Now to draw the phase diagram, we have to keep the one variable constant. To study the system, we require three variables, that is pressure, temperature, and composition. So on the phase diagram, we can take only two variables. One variable should be kept constant. Then we can study the system. So the plot of these two variables is known as a phase diagram. What is a phase diagram? Phase diagram, it is a simple a graph. So the phase diagram, it is nothing but the plot of the two variables. In such diagrams, there are so many things. That the diagram consists of areas, the diagram consists of a line or a curve, or a diagram consists of a triple point. So let us see, by taking the example of water system, we are going to draw here the phase diagram. The phase diagram, it is a plot of the two variables. We have to keep the third variable constant, and we have to apply the two variables onto the system. Okay, so let us see. Application of phase rule to one component system with the help of the phase diagram. Application of phase rule to one component system. So let us take the example of the one component system. Water system, it is the one component system, because water is the example of one component system. Water system, one component system. So we know that water exists in three phases. So let us represent the three phases of the water. The solid water, that is ice, the liquid water, then the vapor water. Water exists in three phases. Okay. See here. So water exists in three phases: solid ice, liquid water, and water vapor. As the composition of each phase can be expressed by one chemical component, one chemical constituent, water, H2O. Hence it is a one component system, and of course water is a one component system. So the phase diagram for the water system, showing on this water system there is the effect of the pressure, effect of the temperature. You can see here, as we increase the temperature of the ice, it is converted to the liquid water. As we increase the temperature of the water, liquid water, it is converted to the vapor water. Now if we apply the pressure onto the vapor water, it is back to converted to the liquid water. Okay, so there is a effect of the pressure and temperature onto the system. Okay, so in the phase diagram we have to see that effect, the phase diagram for the water system showing the effect of the pressure and temperature on various equilibria. So it becomes a very interesting one to study the water system. Now the phase diagram consists of, I would like to show the phase diagram of the water system here. So this is the phase diagram of the water system. This is a graph of pressure versus the temperature. On the y-axis there is a pressure P, and onto the x-axis temperature T. And this is the phase diagram of the water system. Now this phase diagram consists of three parts. First, areas. In the first phase diagram there are three parts. First, areas. Second, curves. And third, triple point. The phase diagram consists of areas, curves, and triple point. Okay. You can see on the y-axis we have to take the pressure, onto the x-axis we have to take the temperature, and just we want to plot the graph, and we are going to represent this water system, heterogeneous system. Now let us see, in the phase diagram there are three areas. This curve AOC, this is one area where liquid water is existing there. Curve BOC, ice is there, and curve this BOA, vapor water is there. So in areas there are one phase is existing. Okay, you can see here. See, three areas are there. Area BOC for solid ice, you can see area BOC, water is existing into the solid state, that is solid ice. Then you can see here the area AOC or COA, area COA, okay, COA or AOC, liquid water is existing. You can see the area BOA, which represents only the vapor water. So in areas there is only one phase is existing. If we plot the graph here of the pressure versus the temperature, and this is the phase diagram for the water system. Now you can see here the curves also, or boundary lines. That is the boundary lines between the two phases. You can see now this is solid ice, this is liquid water. So this is the boundary line OC. Then boundary line AO or curve AO. Boundary line curve OB. Okay, so we want to study this boundary line also. Then there is a triple point in the curve. Okay, we know that in the phase diagram there are three parts are existing. First one, areas represents a phase. Curves, on the curves also number of phases are existing, we want to see that. Triple point also number of phases are there. So triple point O here, only one triple point is here. Okay, so this is the phase diagram of the water system. So let us going to study this phase diagram, variation of pressure with respect to temperature. So as we change the temperature or pressure, how the system will be changes. So that can be studied with the help of this phase diagram. Okay, so let us see to study the phase diagram here. Description of the phase diagram. First, areas. We can see the areas BOC, the areas COA, and the areas AOB. So the area BOC represent a solid ice here. You can see area BOC represents the solid ice. Area COA represents the liquid water, and area BOA or AOB represents the vapor water. So three areas are there. Okay. Thus, within the areas, water exists only in one phase. Within the areas, water exists only in one phase. You can see here, number of the phases in the areas becomes equal to only one. Okay, only one phase is here within the areas. So we can write here P equal to 1 within the areas. Okay, similarly here P equal to 1 here, number of phases becomes equal to 1. Similarly here. So what is the meaning of this? Within this area, BOC only ice is existing. This is the area of the ice. This is the area of the liquid water. You can see here temperature, it is higher. Temperature, we have to increase the temperature, then solid ice is converted to liquid water. Now you can see here the area BOA, which consists of vapor water. Okay, so areas are there. Curves. The curve OA, number of curves are here. The curve OA. What is the name of this curve? Actually, along the curve OA, the two phases are existing. Actually, this is the boundary line between the liquid water and vapor water. The curve OA, it is called as a vapor pressure curve. Why it is called as a vapor pressure curve? Because the liquid water is in equilibrium with the vapor water here along this curve OA. Both phases are existing along this boundary line or along this curve OA. Both phases are existing. Liquid water is also there and vapor water is also there. Okay, then you can see here another curve, curve OC. This curve, it is called as a fusion curve because solid ice is there and liquid water is here. So there is an equilibrium between solid ice and liquid water here, or this is the boundary line between the two phases. It means that along this curve CO or OC, the two phases are existing. Which are the two phases? Solid ice and liquid water. Then you can see the curve OB. This curve OB, it is called as a sublimation curve. Sublimation curve, where solid water, it is in equilibrium with vapor water. If solid is directly converted to the vapor, that process is called as sublimation. Okay, so you can see here, this is the area of the solid and this is the area of the vapor. So along this curve OB or BO, the solid ice, it is in equilibrium with vapor water. So this is about the curves. You can see here the curve OA is, it is the vapor pressure curve of water. It represents the equilibrium between the liquid water and vapor water at different temperature. At point A, all the liquid water changes into the vapor. See here, at point A, this all the liquid water changes into the vapor. Means all the liquid water is converted to the vapor. Therefore, this point is also called as a critical point. And corresponding temperature is given here, 647 Kelvin. Means up to this point O, the liquid water, it is in equilibrium with the vapor water. And after this point O, only one phase is existing there. Water is goes into the vapor state. Okay. So the point A, all the liquid water changes into the vapor. Therefore, point A represents the critical condition of water, above which water exists only in vapor phase. And the temperature corresponding to this, that is 647 Kelvin. You can see this temperature, 647 Kelvin. Okay, so up to this temperature, both phases are existing in equilibrium. Okay, then the curve OB, it is the sublimation curve of ice. The curve OB, it is the sublimation curve of ice. You can see this curve OB. Sublimation means solid water as well as vapor water are existing here. So it is called as a sublimation curve. Okay, it represents the equilibrium between solid ice and vapor water. Means both two phases are existing there, solid ice as well as vapor water. Along this curve OB, two phase on each and every point. If you take any point here, the two phases are existing. Okay, they are in equilibrium. Solid ice is there, vapor water is there. Along this curve OA, the two phases are existing. Which are the two phases? The liquid water is there and vapor water is there. Similarly, along this curve OC, the two phases are existing there. That is, solid ice is there and liquid water is there. Okay. So now see, the curve OC is the fusion curve or melting point curve of ice. The curve OC is the fusion curve or melting point curve. Okay, this is the fusion curve, or it is also called as a melting point curve. Okay, it is called as a melting point curve of ice. It represents the equilibrium between ice and liquid water. Ice and liquid water. Solid ice, it is in equilibrium with liquid water at different pressures and temperature. This curve is inclined toward the pressure axis. This curve is inclined toward the pressure axis, indicating that as pressure increases, the melting point of the ice decreases. See here, this is increasing towards the pressure axis, inclined over the pressure axis. So as we increase the pressure, the melting point of the ice goes on decreasing. Okay, temperature goes on decreasing here. So the melting point of the ice goes on decreasing as we are moving from this point to this point C. As solid ice, it is in equilibrium with the liquid water. So it is inclined over the pressure axis. So it means we are going to decreasing the temperature here, but pressure will be increases here. And that's why we want to study here the effect of the pressure and temperature onto the equilibrium system. So what is the effect of the pressure here? As we increase the pressure and decrease the temperature, the melting point of the ice goes on decreasing. Okay, or freezing point of the ice goes on decreasing. So let us see here. Then there is another curve is existing, that is a metastable state. So what is a metastable state? This is existing in the phase diagram. So sometime it is possible to cool the water below its freezing point without separation of ice. Without separation of ice, you can see here. First of all, let us see this curve AO, where liquid water is in equilibrium with vapor water. Now, if we continue this curve AO in this area of ice, this dotted line curve represents a metastable equilibrium, and it is curve OO dash. This curve represents, that is the curve, it is OO dash. This is O dash here. So up to the point O dash, you can see here, up to the point O dash, the liquid water is equilibrium with vapor water. It means that in the area of the solid ice, this dotted line shows that liquid water, it is in equilibrium with the vapor water. So if we do this process continuously, cooling of the water is continuous, then liquid water, it is in equilibrium with the vapor water. So that state, it is called as a metastable. Sometimes it is possible to cool the water below its freezing point without separation of ice. The water is then said to be supercooled. There is no formation of the ice. So that type of the water, it is called as a supercooled water. Such a supercooled water has a vapor pressure which changes with temperature. The dotted curve OO dash, which is the extension of curve AO, and it is metastable curve. It is called as metastable curve. You can see here. Actually, this curve OO dash, it is the extension of this curve OA. Means whatever along this curve OA, there is a equilibrium between the liquid water and vapor water. And along this curve OO dash also there is a equilibrium between the liquid water and vapor water. But the liquid, it is here in the supercooled state. Because you can see here, the temperature goes on decreasing here. Up to -9 degrees centigrade, water exists into the liquid state, and liquid water is in equilibrium with the vapor water. So such water, it is called as a supercooled water without converting into the ice. There is no formation of the ice is here. Therefore, it is called as a metastable state. Okay, metastable state. Then triple point, it is very important one in the phase diagram. What is a triple point? The three curves OA, OB, and OC meet at point O. The three curves OA, OB, and OC. Let us see here. curve AO, curve CO, and curve BO meet at this point. Okay, so along the triple point, the three phases are existing: solid ice, liquid water, and vapor water. And this is also the point of intersection of the three curves. Therefore, this point it is called as a triple point O. The three curves are meeting at that point. Okay, meet at that point. So this point it is known as a triple point, and at this point the three phases are in equilibrium. Solid ice, vapor water, as well as liquid water are in equilibrium. So this is about the description of the phase diagram. So it is clear that in the phase diagram there are three parts. First of all, areas. You can see here, this is the area where three areas are given here. Area belongs to the solid ice, area belongs to the liquid water, area belongs to the vapor water here. So three areas are existing. Which are that areas? Area BOC, area AOC for liquid water, area BOC for solid ice, and area BOA or AOB for vapor water. Second, we discuss the boundary lines or curves. Actually, there are four boundary lines are given here. Curve AO or OA represents the equilibrium between liquid water and vapor water. Curve OC represents the equilibrium between solid ice and vapor water, and curve this OB represents the equilibrium between the solid ice and vapor water. So thus there are equilibria between the three. There are three curves in the phase diagram and one triple point. So this is about the description of the phase diagram. Now let us apply the phase rule to the system. Phase rule to the three parts of the phase diagram. First, for areas. We know that within the areas there is only one phase is there. Three areas are there, but in each area only one phase is there. So P equal to 1. In the area there is only one phase. So we can write here P equal to 1 in the areas. You can take any area here, P equal to 1. So by using the phase rule, F equal to C minus P plus 2, because we have to apply the phase rule here. So water is a one component system. So therefore we can write here the degree of the freedom F for areas, it is equal to C minus P plus 2. Okay, so this is F, it is equal to 2 here. So within the areas the system is bivariant, because F it is equal to 2. When F it is equal to 2, the system is called as bivariant. When F equal to 1, the system is called as monovariant. When F equal to 0, the system is called as invariant or non-variant. So the degree of the freedom F it is equal to 2. It means that we require two variables to specify the system. So at any point in these areas, the system exists only in one phase, and it can be completely defined by specifying two variables, pressure and temperature. We require pressure as well as temperature. You can see here, if you take any point within the area, suppose that we are choosing this point within the area. If we take any point here, suppose that we are taking this point here. So for this point, pressure is there, corresponding temperature is there. So in order to define this point within the area, we require both variables. Therefore, F it is equal to 2 here. The degree of the freedom F becomes equal to 2 here. Then along the curves, we know that along the curves, two phases are existing. Along the curves, two phases are existing there. So let us take the curve here along the curves. Okay, take the see here. We know the phase diagram here. I would like to draw the sketch of the phase diagram here. Pressure versus temperature. Okay, So let us draw the phase diagram here like this. Okay. This is the phase diagram for the water system. Okay, this is area AOB belongs to vapor water. This is area AOC or COA belongs to liquid water. And this is the area BOA belongs to the solid ice. Okay, so along the area we know that P it is equal to 1. So F it is equal to 2. But now along the curve now, this curve AO. So let us write here curve AO where two phases are existing. Which are the two phases? Liquid water. Let us write that. Liquid water, it is in equilibrium with vapor water. Okay. So along each and every point there are two phases are existing here. So number of the phases P equal to 2. Application of the phase rule to the system. This. Then water is a one component system, C it is equal to 1. So F it is equal to C minus P, 1 minus 2 plus 2. So F it is equal to 1 here. So we require only one variable here. Along the curve, we require only one variable here. Okay. So along the curve, F it is equal to 1. You can take any curve here, curve BO, or OB. Which are the two phases are existing? Solid ice, it is in equilibrium with vapor water. So once again, there are two phases are existing in equilibrium along this curve. It is called as sublimation curve. This curve it is called as vaporization curve. This curve it is called as fusion curve because liquid is converted to ice, or melting point curve, melting curve. So on every curve, there are two phases are existing in equilibrium. So the system it is F it is equal to 1, and the system it is monovariant or univariant. So this is about the curves. Then you can take the triple point here. This is the triple point. The three curves are meet here. So along this triple point, the three phases are existing. At triple point, the three phases are existing. At triple point O, which are the three phases? Solid ice is there. It is in equilibrium with liquid water. Liquid water, it is in equilibrium with vapor water. So we can represent this in this way. You can see all the three phases are existing here. So we can write here P equal to 3. Therefore, F it is equal to 0. Okay, 1 minus 3 plus 2. F it is equal to 1 minus 3. Number of phases 3 plus 2. So it is equal to 0. So it is a non-variant system. This system it is called as non-variant system or invariant system. Invariant system. So let us see this. Okay. See here, at triple point, the system is non-variant and it exists only at a particular values of very low pressure of 4.58 millimeter. You can see corresponding triple point 4.58 millimeter, very low pressure is there, and temperature it is 273.00, 273 Kelvin. Okay, so the triple point is existing only at a particular temperature and particular pressure. So degree of the freedom F it is equal to 1 here. So this is about the triple point. Okay, three phases are existing there along the triple point. So in this way we have been discussed the application of the phase rule to the system. Application of the phase rule to the water system. Okay, so for every area, every boundary line or curve, and at a triple point, we can apply the phase rule. So this is about the phase diagram for the water system. So water system, it is a one component system, and in the phase diagram there are number of parts are existing, areas existing, curves are existing, and triple point is also existing there.